Good evening, Amarachi. Oh, good evening, guys. Apologies for this error. I don't know what happened. The just a technical error. How many people are here? 2 persons. I know a lot of people must have been using the previous link. Let's give them 3 persons are here. Oh my God. We've marketed this thing a whole lot. I don't know why we had. I was supposed to go live with my laptop. We're coming online now. The laptop is. Thank you, Miracle. Good evening. Good evening and welcome. Let's wait for a few persons to join us. Thank you. All right, I can see testimony, my guy here. I can see Mioma Medicals. I can see Michael. Michael is here. Please invite those people that you had already invited with the previous YouTube link. Share the new one on our group. I'm so sorry for the inconveniences. Please, those people you have invited, kindly share with them this new link. Please, my apologies for the inconsistency. But whenever something great is about to happen, sometimes you have challenges. So I'm forced to go live with my phone, but I wanted to go live with my laptop because it will give us a better view, and I wanted to make a presentation for tonight's session. But nonetheless, we move. In times of uncertainty, what matters is how you go forward. Confirm, guys, that you can hear me loud and clear from wherever you are listening to me from. Can you guys hear me? Destiny, can you hear me? I can see you. Well done. Welcome to this live session. Miracle, I can see you. Michael, I can see you too. Please confirm that you can hear me loud and clear, because when we proceed now, there is no stopping, no going back. Okay, Michael said you can hear me. Okay, Anthony too. Our Thursday night live has been rescheduled to be every last Thursday of the month. We will have it again by the next Thursday in February. That's the last Thursday in February. Yes, Mrs. Oduayo, I can see you. Yes, confidence in saying something in the group that people should post the news link on their status. Please, the new link, post it on your status. I have to create that emergency. My laptop is here. I wanted to go live with my laptop. Fortunately, that didn't happen. But then I know of a certain that what I want to share this night is not something that is common. I think while I was preparing it, It was actually my wife that asked me and said, don't I think that all these things are too much for free? But somehow, because it's a ministry, let me turn off my music. Because it's a ministry of God has called me to kind of, I will do my best to make sure that everybody that is connected to the TSG brand is getting the best out of what they want, out of life, especially business, career, and general life. So it's free, but it's not free. I'm trying to make sure that today's session I keep it very brief. It shouldn't be more than 1 hour. We've already had some technical glitches, but nonetheless, I must hold this session. Please, I want to indulge you to avoid every form of distraction tonight. Learn with an open mind. Some of the things we may be saying, as usual, may not be consistent with the things that you already know. Let me take away this earphone so that you can hear me well. May not be so consistent with the things that you already know. And at a point, you may also feel some level of unease because it will not be looking so consistent with what you have been taught over time. What I'm about to share with you, I just discovered it last year, and that was around November last year. It was more like a revelation. Let me use that word to say it. And that's why, as much as I want a lot of people to join us, but then even those who may one way or the other not join, it's still fine. Life is all about time. I think during the 2025 blueprint that I shared in December, I mentioned what I call the concept of frequency. I don't know if you guys can remember, those of you that were there, I mentioned the concept of frequency. That means that there are the world, the cosmos, the earth is always in constant emission and interactions of energy. Unfortunately, you are only privileged to get access to the place where your frequency can carry, right? Those who are in Earth do not know that there is an activity going on in Mars and in Jupiter and all of them, right? So the moonlight you see here in the night time means that the sun is shining somewhere else. The sun you see here in the daytime means that the moon is shining somewhere else. It's all about the frequency of your inclination. So many people at this time, they're on Facebook, they're on Instagram, they're on Twitter, they're on TikTok. Some of them are not doing something tangible. But then when you tell them to come and be part of sessions like this, they tend to water it down. Unfortunately, very unfortunately, you can't still blame them. But then that is also why life is what it is. We are all different, right? We are all achieving different things per time. So before we start, you can take a moment and click on the subscribe button for this page where I'm broadcasting from. Just take a moment. That's if you have not done that in the past. Take a moment and click on the subscribe button. If possible, turn on your notifications. All right. So let's start. This night, I'm teaching us on what I call the algorithm of success. And I have discovered that this is one story why a lot of people work so hard and achieve very little in life. Why there are people that it looks like they are not really working so hard, and yet they are achieving a whole lot more. Regrettably, I got to find out very, very early, let me not say early, lately, that you are not rewarded in life according to your effort. I've done my best is not a certificate to get good results. I've done my best is not a license for you to be successful. Until your best is able to produce the desired result, then your best is irrelevant, irrespective of the effort that it took, irrespective of the resources you put into doing that your best, if it didn't yield the desired result, your best is not too good. It's not accepted. Remember that I said that the things I'll be sharing here tonight are not things that are really going to be um, very, very palatable to our hearing. And because it's strange, that was why I tried my best to see if I can use my laptop so that I can present my slide to you. I've created my slide, but then what will happen is that I think at the end of this session, I'm going to share this slide to your emails. Is that accepted? At least for those who are part of this session, right? For those who are part of this session, I should be able to share your emails, this slide to your email, so that you can go through by yourself. So remember, I said that whenever you are embarking on something, don't depend on your effort. Don't depend on your effort. And I'm going to go to that time. The algorithm of success. Have you ever wondered why some countries of the world are called third world countries, while others are called first world countries? Is it as a result of what? Have you thought of it why Nigeria is called a third world country, and then you hear countries like Britain, United States of America, France called the first world country? What happened? Is it because of how old they are? No. Or what do you think they can produce? How many of you knew that there was a time that China was a third world country? Because at that time, all they could produce was karate movies. We know the Jackie Chans. China was a very poor country, and it was regarded as a third world country. But today, China is China is the greatest competitor of the United States of America. How many of us heard that, I think it was time last 2 weeks, that TikTok was banned in US? How many of us heard that? How many of us also know that iPhone is not used in China? How many of us know that, right? China's iPhone is Huawei. Don't know how you pronounce that word, but maybe it's Huawei. But this, our country, beloved Nigeria, that is called a third world country, is it as a result of our geography? When it comes to geography, we are bigger than most first world countries, right? When it comes to population, Nigeria is bigger than most first world countries, right? What is it that is making Nigeria and other African countries to be called third world countries? Is it that we have the absence of natural resources? Nigeria is so blessed that a lot of countries wish that they are Nigeria. In fact, environmentally speaking, Nigeria is also blessed because we don't used to have any of those environmental disasters. Nobody has ever heard of earthquake in Nigeria before. We've not heard of tsunami. We've not heard of mass wasting. We've not heard of any of those natural disasters. There's never been drought. Rain comes at this time. Sun comes at this time. In fact, this is January. Depending on the location where you are, rain has fallen in January. It's an indication that Nigeria and other African countries is so blessed. Yet we are called third world countries. Why is it also? Relate this thing to human beings. Why are some human beings third world human beings? Naturally, they are all endowed. Endowment can be equal. It can be the same across board. Why is it that some people, oh God. Guys, listen to me, please. Tonight, I'm not just speaking to you as the sales guru. I want to speak to you with passion in what I think God has shown me to show you. One of American preachers who happens to be a black man, his name is Miles Monroe of blessed memory, one day made a categorical statement, and he said that the richest place in this world is not the oil field of Saudi Arabia, nor the gold mines of the world. He said that the richest place on earth is the graveyard. And he said because at the graveyard is where you have books that were never published, books that should have changed the world that were never published, cars that were never ridden. You had inventions that never came to life. You have businesses that were never born. You have talents that were never utilized. You have careers that were never advanced. Why? Why? When there was nobody, through my study and what I'm going to share with you today, there was nobody that was created by God handicapped. Handicap could be too much of a word to use. There was nobody created by God deficient. There is no accidental birth in God's sight. And there is nobody that God created without giving him or her the requisite virtues and values to make that person a success on earth. Why then do many people make so much success in their lifetime while others die poor? Does this bother you? Depending on the age that you are, you could be, I don't think there's anybody listening to me that is less than 25. Yeah. But if you take a deeper thought on things, are you going to tell me that you are going to come to this world, chase cloud finish, watch others become successful, and then exit this world without a good taste of the success that happens in this world? Is that really it? Some of you have tried a couple of things, they didn't work out. Then you shut yourself up from trying things again. Some of you have gotten to a particular age, you feel like, maybe let me just give birth. Maybe whatever I cannot achieve, let my children achieve it. Some of us, it could be because of a whole lot of things is attributary to it. But I want to ask you one simple question, that all those things that you are hearing in your head, do you think they are worth stopping you from achieving what you are supposed to achieve in life? And I want to also tell you that you have the opportunity that many others don't have. You went to school, probably. Many people here should have been graduates. You have access to the social media. You know, I told my wife something one day. I said, in this thing that you are doing, what do you want to tell our children in the future? That you had access to a time where you could stand at a point and communicate to 1,000 persons, where you had access to all the resources that can make you to advance, where you had access to all the resources that you can use to learn to advance your life from one place to other, and then the conclusion of it all is that you are not successful. How are you going to explain that to your next generation? How? What language will you use when they study history and know that you were born in a time when social media was there, when technology was there, when you had access to the internet, when something can be happening in the United States of America and you are hearing it on the go without buying a simple television just because you are with your tablet, yet you never made progress in your life? How are you going to explain that to your generation that is coming after you? How? What language will you use? What excuse will you give? That you had the best. I'm telling us the gospel truth. We are in the best season of life. have been busy by myself, busy with a couple of things. I told myself that I wanted to learn video editing. I've learned it. I can, any of my video you see me upload now, I did the editing. I told myself I was going to learn Facebook advertising because I was paying money to people. Sometimes I want to run an ad and the person is telling me 30% of my ad budget. So there was time I wanted to do 300K and I ended up paying somebody 90,000 just to do something that probably will not take up to 30 minutes. What the hell is in this? I sat my ass down. I'm not just a salesperson. I need to understand these technicals. You can call me a badass Facebook advertiser now. I'm not just a good sales coach. I can run Facebook ads. Those of you who are probably graduates from online sales bootcamp, I think I will use it to give you guys as a gift because it's one of the curriculum that we just added to the upcoming online sales bootcamp. But let me not deviate. I'm trying to tell you that get your hand on things that don't be, oh goodness me. I've not even gotten into what I'm about sharing with us tonight. How many of us heard that 2 days ago, there was a new AI that came on board by Jack Ma launched a new AI called DeepSeek. We are in for something. Is it DeepSeek? No, it's not DeepSeek. DeepSeek was the one that came out after ChatGPT. And then Jack Ma just launched a new one. If you are not fast, you will be living in the past, even though you are breathing in the present. We are in this season where there are tools for us. And I was reading a research the other day. I found out that the new level of AI that is coming, what we have now is what is called the generative AI. The new level of AI that is coming is what is called agentic AI. And we are going to that level where AI can be your social media manager. AI can run posts, it can write text, convert the text to video, schedule that posting on your social media handle, take a review of the analytics of that social media and its performance. AI can be programmed to run ad for you, review the performance of that ad and retarget it. We are in the season of speed. I don't know who I'm talking to tonight, but you cannot continue to be slow. You can't afford to be slow when we are in the season of speed. The origin of most of the problems we have in Africa is that over 99.9% of Africans were born poor, including me. Okay, if you were born in a rich family, maybe when you were going to primary school, you were taken to school with a Mercedes Benz or something like that. Please, can you say? Okay, let me not ask that because it may be small. If you were born poor like me, in the comment section, comment AYE, AYE. If you were born poor like me, comment AYE in the comment section. If you were born in a poor family like myself, poor in terms of cash, finances here, comment in the group. Let's see ourselves. Let's celebrate ourselves and how much by God's grace we have also come. On our way is there. Children's Hub is there. Fantastic. All of us. Please, I'm going to the deeper part. If there is somebody you want to be in this class, go and invite that person, please. I'm going straight to the part that makes sense. I'm giving us six stages of the algorithm of success with the African man in view. Thank you for those of you that are engaging. If there is somebody you need to invite to this class, please, this is the time for you to go and invite that person to that class. So because 99.5% of Africans were born poor. If your father was not poor, your great-grandfather was poor, If your great-grandfather was not poor, your great-great-grandfather was poor. There was poverty in your line. Somebody broke it at any point. And sadly or regrettably, some people, nobody has broken it. It's now on you. And I want to tell you the good news. If it is now on you, you can. Some of you that are young men in my here with me, please, that are not married, especially those that are single, let me deviate a bit. Men in particular, maybe not women. Women can marry a woman can marry a rich man, and her life changes completely. The ratio of a woman marrying a rich man and becoming a rich woman is far higher than the ratio of a man marrying a rich woman and becoming a rich man. So let me talk to the young men a bit, especially those of you that are single. Don't be in a rush to marry. Don't also make the mistake of sleeping around and impregnating one lady somewhere else. Your life will come to a standstill. It is good for a man to find his way. You don't need to have all the money, but it's good for a man to find his way, to find the path that he's treading on before you can bring an external person. I can tell you 100%. I know many young guys who were doing so well. When they married, their life came to a standstill. Because the good news or the bad news is that the expenses that is associated with that life does not seek for your permission before it comes on you. It's automatic. Don't, this brain, concentrate it on one thing. Find your path. Find what you are doing. Optimize it. Think of growing it and scaling it. If you can find somebody, a lady that will be trustworthy enough to follow you on that journey, good. But they are scarce. That's a counsel from your coach. It's not a sales counsel, but then it is what it is. The impact of us being born poor, it affected our vision, one. Listen, guys, follow me on this journey. I want someone to comment in the comment section I'll bring up somebody's comment. What is your dream car? Somebody help me on the comment section. What is your dream car? What car have you been longing to have? You've been praying to God that you want to drive this car. What is your dream car? We are 30 minutes gone. I need to be fast on this session. I don't want us to waste much time tonight. What's your dream car? Somebody help me comment it. What's your dream car? Toyota Highlander. Okay, children's home say Toyota Highlander. I would have asked which of the year, but it's fine because your dream car cannot be 2006 Toyota Highlander. Oh, Red Rover Vela 2024. I like it, Mr. Bluefield. Rolls Royce. Ogene. Amarachi, I love it with your emoji. Bring it on, guys. I want to see it more. Okay. Rolls Royce. Chidera likes Rolls Royce. Chidera, I hope you can drive, or will you employ a driver? Somebody say. I wasn't expecting this at all. Hey, Njoga Chidima said Camry. He said, I'm serious, please. Okay, that cannot be your dream car. That is probably the next car you want to buy, and that's fine, all right? And God will make it happen to you, okay? So that's fine. I want more now. Why are you guys hiding yourself? I want someone to write their dream car for me in the comment section. Dream car. Okay, let me start with the person that wrote the highest. Rolls Royce. Rolls Royce should be more expensive than Lamborghini. Somebody say Tesla. Mike is going electric. Tesla. Okay, let's take the Rolls Royce from Amarachi. Amarachi, here's the question I have for you. Imagine, Favor. Oga, no, the wine us. Thank you for coming. That's my Oga, Favor Emily. Thank you for joining us. Imagine that, Amarachi, as you are now, that when you were growing up, your father had a lot of money, and they usually take you to school with in a Rolls Royce, right? The kind of love and passion you have for that car now, you probably wouldn't have had it because you have tested it and somehow it has become a norm. So you are dreaming about it because somehow it looks far. Because majority of us in Africa, we were born poor, it affected what we could see. Our vision was blurred. Our vision was blurred. We couldn't see far. Little challenges made us to accept life. I made a post on Facebook, I think that's 2 days ago. I said when we were growing up, guys, we were taught to endure pain. There was never a drilling on how to circumvent pain, on how to create a path that will make you out of pain. The training they gave us is to endure pain. I was imagining yesterday how they used to give children food that time. How many of you can remember? I'm not talking to Gen Z. Favor, at least you can remember how they used to give children food that time. Sometimes they will hold, you will see a child crying, yelling, and they will hold the mouth and just be giving the child food. The child does not want the food, but poverty will not allow us to make a change. Those of you that can remember then, when you see a child will be crying, wailing, because they are giving him food. So poverty affected our ability to see. And because it affected our ability to see, we now defined success as anything that is better than where we are coming from. I'm telling you, anything that looks like it's better than where we are coming from is okay. It's success to us. That's why you see a child or a young guy growing. Immediately he gets the opportunity to buy a new Camry. He sees himself as a success. Why? His father never drove anyone. Most of my Igbo brothers, especially from where my brother Favor is from, those Anambra people, you will go and see them building, at least some of you can see it on Facebook now, building mansions in the village that they probably live in. They call it country home. Sometimes I think those things are a waste of money. Forgive me. And if you interview most of them, they will always say, I want to do what my father did not do. Some will say, I wanted to do something that is bigger than what my father did. I've registered most of them, those of them that make noise on Instagram, on social media, many of them. Do you know that many of them are not up to $500 million in their net worth? It's an African thing. We don't think. I was thinking so deeply how it is that we have companies like Facebook who could run for good 7 years pre-revenue. I'm not saying pre-profit, pre-revenue. It ran for 7 years, no revenue. It was last year that Telegram declared that it's now a profitable company. Why? Because they live in a climate where business is built for the society. That is, we just think of where we are coming from. And it's because we were born poor. We just want to do something to come above the place where we are coming from. And that dream, as much as is good, as much is limited in reach. It's so limited in reach. I was listening to a man called Dangote. All of us may know him. One day he said that he does not have a house anywhere in the world except in Nigeria. But there are many people that work for him have houses in London and different parts of the world. Sometimes the problem we are having is that we are competing with where we come from. And sometimes pastors did not help. And I don't blame the pastors, because these are pastors who are still affected by this same thing I'm sharing us today. They all came from poor background. There was no proper training. And I'm going deeper, but I'm trying to tell us the impact of the fact that we were born poor. We started competing not based on global practices. We are competing based on where we come from. As much as it's good, that is only good for a meantime. That's only good. I know somebody that has a foundation here. He's a doctor. There's a particular kind of surgery he performs. There are companies in the US, individuals who fund that kind of surgery for little children across the world. Why are they coming to Africa for charity? Why? Every time they are coming to Africa for charity, we are opening our wide mouth, we are accepting it. Let me give us something I discovered recently. Do you know that sometimes when most universities in Nigeria, they have some funding from international organizations or international bodies or some international universities too. They fund universities, they fund research. They look for people. Guys, if I'm sure you are wise enough, you catch what I'm trying to share now. They look for people, some of them the best graduating students in departments. They pick those guys and ask them to apply for those opportunities. Guys, do you know what these guys do? When you apply for those opportunities, you will see that let's assume you finish with first class in geology, and then those opportunities came for you. You applied for it, you got it, you will feel happy. In fact, on top of the world. You may even go to your church or your parents and give testimony of how you have gotten scholarship abroad to study in a university abroad. That's a good thing for you. Yes, of course, your life is about to change. But what you don't know is that people designed a pattern to pick the best in countries and leave them with those who are half-baked. So those guys have found, how do we hunt talent across countries? How do we hunt intelligence across countries? Okay, give them money, they will come to us. While you are thinking that that is a good thing, and of course, I celebrate if by God's grace you get that. Countries of the world, advanced countries, has designed this system of sieving the best from these third world countries and bringing them. You will go there immediately, you finish your whatever you are doing, they give you green card. I just heard what's his name, the current president of the United States of America, Donald Trump. He just said that if you are studying in the US, as if your study is up to 2 years and above, upon your graduation, you are entitled to a green card so that you can work in the US. What do you think these guys are thinking? But third world countries, third world humans, we don't just think. We just flow with the wind. These guys are designing processes to take your best. Our best doctors are abroad. Unfortunately, when some of these doctors go there, they start again. Even if you're a consultant and you go abroad, you start again, at least 2 to 3 years training. Even the person that is a king in his line will go there and become a servant. We don't think in Africa. We are so poor that our only competition is where we are coming from. That's why most Africans, give them food, give them a little luxury, give them car, they are okay. They're okay. That's why in the midst of the juju we are doing in Africa, the Europeans came, offered us money and took away the juju. And the juju that was so powerful and speaking could not talk. Because even the juju knows those who are servicing him. There was a time during the pre-colonial era that they gathered our people. They placed them. They taught them English. They encouraged them to forget their languages. They offered them jobs as incentives. Anybody who could speak English, you could have. That's why they call it white-collar job. Our people abandoned their language. I grew up one day thinking, why is it that my mother's name, why do they call her colonial? Why not her Igbo name? My father, all through his life, he answered Daniel. My uncle, my father's elder brother, was answering Stephen. Almost everybody I knew, they all sin, they high sin. All of them answering English name. Igbo people, 1970s and 60s, people born in the 1940s, 1950s and 60s, answering English name. The white man came and so much brainwashed us. Development started in Egypt. But Africa was so lazy that they forgot documentation. And this guy came and took what we owned and made it theirs because they are now in charge of the media. And when you are in charge of the media, you dictate what comes out at news. Guys, think we have to be competing with the globe, not where we come from. We have to be competing with the globe, not where we come from. There is enough money in the world, there is enough resources. But it cannot come to you because you have not created the slope of flow. And you are not even thinking of it. And you are okay if it doesn't come to you in your lifetime. But posterity will judge you. If you hear all these things, if you were born in a season where you have access to quantum knowledge, but you allowed yourself to be distracted. Let me give us what I call the 6 cycle success stages. Cycle, that means it has to do with thinking. It's not mad though. I know in Africa, whenever we talk about cycle, people think that it's madness. It's not mad. The 6 cycle success stages, that's what I call it. Please, if you have not subscribed to this channel, you are wrong. You are not a believer. Okay. The 6 cycle stages. Number 1, I call it comes with the acronym or abbreviation PA. You can write them in caps lock. PA RAIR. Like if you say PAR, PAR, then air. That's the acronym. PAR, then air. 6 cycle stages. 6 cycle success stages. Thank you, Grace. You got it. The 6 cycle success stages. Number 1 is what I call predisposition. 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 It's not disposition, it's predisposition. I got into so much thinking one day and I asked myself, I said, who told me that my name is Udochukwu? And I'm asking a couple of us there, who told you that the name you are answering today, that is your name, is your name? How did you get to know? The only way you got to know is that you grew up hearing them call you that name. Or probably your mother told you that that was your name. It became popular. People started calling you that name. And then you accepted it. So there were things that before you ever had the opportunity to think, your thinking pattern was predisposed to a particular methodology. Take for instance, when we're growing up, when we're small, when somebody comes to your house and give you money, ladies and gentlemen, who owns that money that somebody dashes you or gives you? Somebody comes to your house and gifts you money. Who owns the money? If you are following, please, I wish this was an audio class so that I can hear your voice. Is it your own or that of your parents? Somebody should help me in the comment. If somebody comes to our parents, or Gbemisola, thank you. Okay, Michael was so specific to say that it's my mother. Of course, if somebody if somebody comes to your house, especially our mothers, they were the one that do the, even our fathers sometimes. When somebody comes to your house and makes mistake of dashing you, in fact, the only God that will save you that day is that they dash you that money when your parent is not around. In fact, our parents taught us that if they give us that money, we must tell them. And I'm okay with telling them. But what they always do is that, I remember my mother one time saying we should save the money in her hand. That money that people are dashing us, we save it in her hand. And then it was one day, I think I went to her to ask for it or something. She asked me and said, okay, all the food you have been eating in this house, can you bring it to me? You know, stuff like that. But listen, that was a very big error our parents made. They made us, they kind of patterned our brain to have a dissociation with money. They dissociated us from money. Right? That was a time that a particular thing would have patterned in our brain, where somebody gives us money, and then my mother can tell me, this money now, is it 1,000? Take 100 naira out of it. Put it as your offering. Take 100 naira, give it to your brother. Take 200 out of it, save it. Go and get yourself a saving box, right? Tomorrow when you are going out, take like 20 naira and look for somebody who does not have food in your class. Give it to the person to use it and buy food. This was a pattern I learned from one family in the United States of America that have been rich, wealthy, generation upon generation, up to their 5th generation, the John D. Rockefeller's family. When children are small, for those of us that are parents, please take note. When they are small, is not a time to have pity on them. At that time, their brain is empty. It can carry anything. Please fill them with enough. Don't think at the age of 7, a child's brain has almost developed up to 75%. It's a time to feed him or her with what needs to be there, with pattern. Our parents did their best, but their best they could also give you according to what they know. Our parents were raised by their own parents. What did their parents tell them about success? What did their parents tell them about life? We know in this, many of our cultures in Africa, parents gave birth to many children because they were not giving birth to those they were going to train. They gave birth to those who will succeed by chance. If this one does not succeed, or if this one dies, this one can live. How many of us growing up had a clear pattern where our parents taught us on finances and success in life? That's why I say most of our parents did something good, but failed in many things. They taught us morality, but they never taught us character. They never taught us courage. They never taught us discipline. They never taught us perseverance. They never taught us the ability to go get it. My child is 8 months. Sometimes she's crawling. There's a stumbling block between her and what she wants to take. and she want to cross that thing, but she's having difficulty. My wife I say, no, leave it. Let her learn how to encounter obstacles and overcome obstacles. Guys, our predisposition was so bad that before we ever started to think, how to think has been passed on to us. In some cases, no pattern of thinking was even given. Everything was born on neutrality. Whatsoever you find, take it. Most of us that are in our 30s and 40s, one of the things we don't steal. We live a very decent life. Our parents did so well in that. That was the only thing they could pass to us. That was the only decent thing they could pass to us. I started when my child was 3 months to 4 months. I would throw her up and she would be afraid. My wife would say, no. I say, hey, calm down. If she starts now, she won't be phobia for height. She won't have phobia for height. I would throw her. She would freak and hey, and cry and cry. It's okay. I learned it from the eagle. The eagle does not wait for the eaglet to grow old before they teach the eaglet how to build strong muscles. Today, if I throw my daughter up to the ceiling, she will just be shining teeth. Haven't you seen videos of 2-year-old children swimming? 2 to 3-year-old children playing football. Their parents training them on how to hit the target. And you think you grow up here where the training you are having, even the one you are giving to your children now, is just on how to shut up and keep quiet and flog the hell out of them. And then tomorrow they are going to be competing with those in the globe. It cannot work. So most of our predisposition was wrong. We were wrongly patterned, innocently. The unfortunate thing is that some of us are repeating the same predisposition on our children. And what are the factors on that predisposition? I want to be fast so that we don't spend much time. Number 1 is parental influence. Second is environment. And third is religion. These 3 things, parental influence, environment, and religion. These 3 things fashioned us. Imagine if Elon Musk was born in your village in Ado Ekiti. There is a way the elite, there's a way they train their children. There's a way they think. There's a way they embrace the world. That's why I look at some people, if you ask you, some people are so stupid to the extent that you go on social media, you'll be doing banter. Tomorrow you say Tinubu and Atiku and this one. You are doing banter. You are cursing people. Some people are so low, so daft, to the extent that they will be having argument with their fellow man because of Wizkid and Davido. In this dispensation. Oh, Jesus. Look at you. Graduate. Have access to the internet. Gone to several trainings and conferences. Why don't you want to leave your archaic background alone? Because of your environment. And environment is so powerful. I told my wife, I said, I don't live in Nigeria. I live in my world. A few days ago, US president just simply said that he was threatening the president of France because the president of France imposed a 25% tax on all goods coming in from the US into France. And the man said, you have only one thing. If you don't remove that tax, I am going to put 100% tax on any of those wines coming in from France to America when I become president. The guy removed it. These guys know what it takes to... Trump is saying something now that if you want, come to America, Do your production in America. We will give it to you tax-free. But if you produce elsewhere and bring it to America, you're going to pay a whole lot of tax. Those are men who understand. See, they have the authority. They are not consumers. Producers' language is not the same with consumers. But some of us, we have patterned our brain to the level of consumption that we don't want to produce anything. I don't care how old you are, but there is a season for you. Don't allow all your parental influence, your environment, and your religion to cage you. It was in this country where a particular denomination was preaching that television was a sin because we are late adopters of innovation. I saw a pastor preaching so boldly blaspheming and saying that if you wear wig, it's from the marine spirit. If you paint your nails, but that pastor used clipper to shave his hair, to cut his hair. He put his, to show you how, oh God, have mercy, to show you how mundane and archaic they are thinking. This pastor preaching this thing, in his shirt, he put that sign of Jesus on the cross with the picture of that man who acted Jesus. To him, that is Jesus. Parental influence, environment, religion. These three things has the strongest hold on human beings. These three things. Strongest hold. I was telling my wife, I say, in fact, now I'm trying to find God again differently from the knowledge of him that I used to know. Because how come that the knowledge of God you are is now your limiting factor? How? Our predisposition, that's for P. The next stage of the 6 cycle success stages is what I call awareness or discovery. Excuse me. Despite your predisposition, despite how you were cultured, despite how you were raised, there comes a time where through encounter, through prayer, through study, through mentorship, through conferences, through teaching, through learning, you will become aware of what you are fashioned with. Last year, I'm a Christian. Last year I read the Bible. I saw a passage that blew me off, and I started crying, literally. Because he said that, I shared it in my masterclass. And it's the parable of the seed sower. He took his seed, went to sow. Some fell on the wayside, some fell on thorns, some fell on rock. Where they fell determined their production capacity. But before those seeds were sown, they had the same potential. My head just blew open. Everybody made by God had what it takes to be successful. Everybody. I don't care the level you are, the level we are per time. There is abundance for anyone in this surface of the earth. Nobody was born poor. Nobody. Everybody was born wealthy. Because wealth is internal. But you need the refining process. Just like Nigeria. Look at it. We are so blessed. The deposit of petroleum that we have in Nigeria, it is said that in the next 30 years, we have not finished the exploration. But guess what? We need the services of foreigners to explore it and even exploit. Tell me how we can. That means even though you have all the endowment to be rich, if you don't know how to explore, people will come to you and make money out of you and go away, and you will still remain poor. You need to learn how to explore the internal hidden virtues that you are made, that you were given from the point of your birth. You need to come to a point of awareness where you know that there is abundance in the earth and that anything I desire by God's grace and as time permits, you will get them. As a business owner, you need to start looking at market demand. It was time. There was a season in our life, what they were teaching us was passion. But we got to know that passion is not enough because it was taught by those who were also broke and poor. Passion is not enough. You need to find something that the market is demanding. Fund it, feel it, use whatever the proceeds you have. If you still have the passion in what you're claiming you have passion, and feel it. I went to a training one day. I was asking the girl what her dreams are. She said that what she wants if she wins 5 million. No, I was asking her what she wanted at that time. She said that she likes impact. She wants to help a lot of people. I said, you want to help a lot of people? You are broke, you are poor. Even though that passion is noble, is sane, but it's not what it requires at the time. Business, and I believe I'm talking to business people, they listen to one thing: market demands. Market demands. There is those that have the fund now going into importation of electric vehicle into Nigeria. It looks like that is a new opening where there's a lot of money going into that stuff now. There's this guy I follow on Instagram, J Autos or MJ Autos. The level of Tesla trucks that is being shipped into Nigeria is so enormous. Market demands. Discovery can come through prayer, can come through study, can come through passion, can come through your understanding of what the market is demanding. But listen, I want to say something. In case you have not discovered anything, you are not aware of anything, look at the greatest way for discovery. Whatsoever your hand find doing, do it with all thy might, with all thy strength, with all thy heart. In doing so, you will discover yourself. Some of us are doing a job that we clearly know that this is not the job we are called to do. This is not the job I want to do. But while you are doing that job at that point, why don't you bury yourself in it? You know why? Because you are going to go through the process of refining your internal virtues, so that at the time that that job you so much wanted or that business you so much wanted comes, you are not going to face it in your crude form. You will not face it in your refined form. Because if that opportunity that will elevate you comes and it meets you when you are crude, when it's supposed to be your refined form to carry it, you will fail. And at the end of the day, somehow you may blame your village people who do not even know that you're existing. If you have not discovered who you are, you've not discovered internal strength and virtues, you are not aware of them, my advice to you is that that thing you are doing now, bury yourself in it. That is the way, the easiest route to discovery. Number 2. I said the first one is what? Who can tell me the two I've mentioned? Predisposition and awareness. Awareness or discovery, right? The third one is what I call resistance. That's what the R stands for. Resistance. When you imagine after this session today, something sparks into your heart or into your mind. You feel like, okay, there's a new possibility for me. Or there's this I was going to do. I tell you the truth, it will take, if it's too much, 24 hours, you will get countering attacks, countering thoughts that will come to challenge your new knowledge, your newfound knowledge, or your newfound insight. Most of us, the reason why we are not doing what we are supposed to do is because when that idea came, see, immediately that idea came, something, an opposition that is almost equals to the potency of that idea comes to attack it. That's resistance. Check yourself now. You've been inspired in many conversations, but then counter ideas came, counter attacks, thought patterns came and attacked them. That's why the most difficult part of the 3 stages of knowledge is unlearning. It's difficult to unlearn. Some of us, we are 30, 35, 40, 25, 28. It has taken 28 years of your life for you to be patterned in this way. If somebody is bringing any kind of knowledge that wants to counter what you already know, what you have already believed, what you have already accepted, it's difficult to unlearn. That's why when you come into a level of awareness, resistance flows in. Something will always come. There's some kind of dream you dream. Your subconscious, because you have stored some kind of things in your subconscious, it will start reminding you of where you come from. Remember your father. No, but in fact, you know you managed to graduate from school. You are still the first graduate from your family. How are you going to go this far? So I tell people, write it down if you have a writing material with you, that before you analyze the negative what ifs, when an idea comes to you, listen, when an idea comes to you, before you analyze the negative what ifs, ensure you have exhausted the positive what ifs. Let me say it again. When an idea comes to you or a thought comes to you, as long as that thought has the potential of taking you forward, before you analyze the negative what ifs, make sure you have exhausted the positive what ifs. Sometimes this resistance will come from the people you love, the people you respect. It will look, because the resistance can come because there is nothing to validate what you have believed, what you have thought of. Emily Favor is there. He's one of my seniors in college. At least if he's still in this call, he will tell you, when I was in college, my nickname was Rich and Righteous. I was making so much noise. If you saw me then, you will feel that I came from one big family. I was just possessed with what I found about myself. My nickname was Rich and Righteous. I tell people that it's even now that the money is showing face that we are calm. When the money has not come, we're everywhere telling people that we'll be rich. There was nothing within the circumference of our being to validate it. So sometimes one of the greatest resistance you will have in that thought you have conceived is loss of validation. Because there is nothing around you looking like it's validating what you have believed. Nothing around you to validate it. So that will be a resistance. The people that you love so much, the people that you respect, they will come to you. I remember, I don't know where the courage came from. I went to one of the person, my elder brother, one of them, who trained me in school. I just graduated from college. I don't know where the boldness came from. I just went to him one day. I said, brother, he answered, I said, I will be so wealthy. Jesus Christ. He looked at me like, what is your problem? Bro, I had no job then. I haven't even gone for NYC, whatever. I haven't gone. There's a formula I gave them in online sales bootcamp, and I call it the formula for life. It is called thought plus actions. Thought plus words plus action, close bracket, time. That is the formula for life. Thought plus words plus action, close the bracket and multiply it by time. That's the formula for life. Oh, guys, I hope we are getting some. Let's rush. We have 3 more. The next A, when you have gotten to, after predisposition to a discovery and awareness, you get to resistance, and then the next thing is acceptance. If you will be able to bypass that resistance stage, you will come into the level of acceptance. You begin to know that nothing happens to you. Nothing happens against you. Rather, everything happens for you. You will begin to learn how to turn ugly situations into great things. I see in my whole life, there is no time that anything negative that looks negative happens that I begin to mourn so well. No. Because oh God of Nazareth. If you can, there's a concept I'm teaching my wife, and it's called circumvention of challenges. I love to circumvent challenges. You know, there's something Bible talked. He said, a wise man seeth evil and hides his head. But there's a way of it. Is that if challenge, your problem is coming to your face now, don't just wait, or let's even say something bad has happened. One of the easiest way to overcome it is to sit back, hold your peace and yourself. You will find out that you will get a thought that will make you to leave that problem that is coming like this and go like this. That's why most times women, they talk before they will think, right? It's a woman nature. They are more emotional. Men try to think before they talk. Although the caliber of men we are seeing in our generation now, it looks like the baton has been passed. It's a terrible thing. Although that is not the focus of this conversation. So the next thing is what? Acceptance. You find that sometimes you can't go on the road and someone has insulted you and it starts paining you. No, because you've accepted who you are. It's self-awareness. You know who you are. I am TSG. You know, I told my wife when I started this thing. My wife is like my closest party, right? I told her when I started this thing and I took the name, the brand name, the sales guru. My wife was like, this is the sales guru you took. Are you sure someone has not taken it? I said, no problem. Even if 1,000 persons have taken it, in the next couple of years, those people will be researching and say, who is this person that we never knew, but he has taken over from us? It is my ideology that I know it, that I don't do things that fail. I'm not competing with those in my locality. That is why I try to fashion my speech so that even the guy in the UK can learn it. I'm here, I'm consulting for businesses. Just last week, Tuesday, I just had a consulting session with a business owner in the UK. Acceptance. And acceptance can come from when you try to do good historical analysis on some of these things. It could also be from your time of pain. It could also be some kind of encounters, revelational knowledge. You know that human beings are spirits. That's a conversation for another day. You need to find out a time. I taught it in that 2025 blueprint. I call it the concept of isolation. Go and listen to it. It's still on my YouTube channel, on the live session. The concept of isolation. Acceptance. That's the fourth one. The fifth one is inferences. Conclusions. You now make inferences on yourself. After you've gone through these 4 stages, the predisposition, the awareness, discovery, the resistance, now you've accepted who you are. Then you draw conclusions. You know, as a lady, there's a kind of guy you cannot marry. As a man, there's a kind of lady you cannot date, not to talk about marrying, because of the inferences, the conclusions you found about yourself. Yes, Chibuzo said, accept who you are. Very correct. But make sure that the who you are you accepting is in tandem with who you really are. So that you don't accept who you are that the environment has made you to be. And you draw inferences as a result of repeated occurrences. You've done this. You know you are so good in speaking more than writing. You know you listen more. Like me, I'm very poor at audio messages, although I still listen to them. But you see, reading is my thing. Thank God, one of my bosses that taught me reading is here. He taught me how to read. Not really how to read, but the spirit of reading, he baptized me into it. Those guys read and wanted to finish my life and make me look unserious. Thank you, Emily, for those very crucial time in college. Repeated occurrences. You now appreciate who you are. Okay, this is what can happen. Based on knowledge, you remember. Proper knowledge. And also personal decision makings, right? I told my wife, I said, this our home is not expected to experience tension. Right? So when we're dating, we had what we call the 7 commandments of our relationship. We wrote it down. I signed, she signed. I had my copy, she had her copy. It's still here. You know, there are some ladies that if you want to know whether she's having problem with her boyfriend or her husband, you will know it from her status. Some people don't have that simple resistance to keep house thing in the house. All right, inferences. And then the last one on the 6 cycle success stages is reevaluation. Every time you reevaluate, irrespective of the level of success you're operating in, you reevaluate. You judge your result with current facts. If you were such a professor in typewriting and you made a lot of money in typewriting, today you are a poor man. I know one of my uncles who was so good when they were doing stereo devices, those things that play around for TVs and cassette. He was so rich. He came that time, took away their father's house, rebuilt it and stuff, until CD came out. And that CD killed him in his business. He became so broke. He became so broke. Today, who is talking about CD again? What is it called? All these DSTV, what are they called? Space whatever. Or cyber television came and took over. Now we have television at the comfort of your house, just like you're watching me. There's YouTube, there is Netflix. Thank you, Prince. Prince is watching from Ghana. There's Netflix. So at every stage of your life, please, no matter the level of success you're operating in, reevaluate yourself. Judge your result with current facts and results. And every time you reevaluate yourself, you go back to a predisposition. You give yourself a fresh predisposition. And then you launch again with fresh strategies. Never get to a level where you think that, okay, you've known it all. You will always fail. Now, across this stage, these 6 stages I've given to you, there are 3 things that are so important that you can't do without, and I'll wrap up with it. 3 things that are so important that you can't do without them. Number 1 is hard work. No matter what it is, so you go to conference, some people say work smart, not hard. That's true anyways. But then, do you know that working smart is also a lot of hard work? I used to say long time ago, I used to write it on my status. I wish I screen grab this thing to use it as document, because I wrote that thing for a couple of months and even years. I used to write on my status then, I said, when we finally succeed, let no man say that we succeeded by luck. Because a lot of work has been put in place. I told myself, I said, hard work doesn't kill. Hard work refines. You must burn the night candle. My friend Emily posted something that while people were eating chicken and all that, he was busy creating. So, come on. Some of us, maybe our greatest enemy is too much sleep. And sometimes the social media we are spending our time on, we are not profiting from it. And we are not even planning to profit from it. Majority of us, if I go and do due diligence on your social media handle, you will see that you are already not qualified for that success you think you are looking for. No matter what you are doing, whether you're a tech person, you are whatever, hard work is needed. Bishop Oyedepo made a striking statement some time ago. He said that the hallmark of every star is his scar. He said that the hallmark of every star is his scar. And he said the scar of every star is his sacrifice. There must be sacrifice. There must be sacrifice. Don't look at people. Don't bother who is succeeding. Face your front. Oh, blessed be the name of God. That was the word he gave me when I graduated. Face your front. Leave who is succeeding. Leave who got a job. Leave who started a business. Leave who bought a new car. Leave who bought a new house. Face your front. Unfortunately, we are in this season of technology where before my success will not need to bother you because you won't see it. But now, I can post my success and thousands of people will see it. Both those who are broke, depressed, shattered, they will see it. Face your front, please. Face your front and put in the work. You are a realtor. No, find out what it takes to succeed in real estate. Put your head down to study. Find out. Learn it. I told myself that nobody doing this coaching thing part-time will do it better than I'm doing it. I say this, when I'm saying this thing, I haven't started making any money, bro. I haven't. You see some people, I called somebody, I think it was one of those that wanted to sign up for online sales bootcamp. He said that there is no money. That don't I see this T-pen economy? Ah, God, I felt disgusted. T-pen economy. So you're in T-pen economy, an economy that people are blossoming. People are buying new cars. People are building houses. There must be sacrifice. You will pull your clothes one day and look at your back. There is pain, there is scar everywhere. Not physical scar, but that is a, excuse me, that's a show of your badge of honor. Go and meet any soldier who has become a general. He doesn't just know how to control the battalion. He knows how to go through the war front and conquer. You must feel the pain, and sadly, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to sympathize or empathize with you. Nobody is coming to tell you sorry. You got to learn to do it and fail again and stand up again without anybody encouraging you. You need to be well internally motivated so that everything happening externally will leave you. You must sacrifice. You must. You must. If you want some kind of family, you must sacrifice. If you want some kind of life, you must sacrifice. Let nobody deceive you. Let no coaches of those people that are telling you how to do this and do this. And at the end, you are not doing anything. They are feeding on your money. Don't let anybody deceive you. There is work to be done. 2 days ago, no, 3 days ago, since this January, where I live, the transformer for the estate had issues, and they fixed it, brought it back, it spoiled again. So almost for the past 3 weeks, we have not had access to electricity. So one day I wanted to do something important. I went to turn on my generator, and then immediately I turned it on. It lasted for a while and it went off. And I went to start it again. I discovered that something has spoiled inside. I came inside. So I was talking to my wife. I said, these challenges I'm facing now, my counterpart in the US is not facing it. That means some things has already been put in place for him to work. For me, I have to put everything in place. That means I need more energy to match up with him. There's sacrifice. Number 2 is those 3 ingredients. Number 2 is smart work. As much as hard work is important, impute smart work in it. These days, you don't need to start something from scratch. Go online and search for what is white label. You can import product and sell. You can actually dedicate 1 year, 2025, and say, okay, I want to be good in sales. Let me learn sales. Next year, you finish learning it for 1 year. Next year, you can be teaching people sales. It's possible. A company can call you. And this January, not this January, was it this January? Yes, this January, sometime around the 11th, yes. I got a call from the CEO of an oil and gas firm who called me. A job I applied for some years ago, they called me if I'm still open for it. I said no. 30 minutes later, the man called me again and said, I want to make you an offer. We are willing to give you an official SUV for your as your official car. Tell me how much you want us to give you per month. Guess what? Where they left me from, I'm no longer the same with who I am now. And I still turn down the job. What I'm doing, I find treasure in it. And there is more money hidden in it than that one. Just a matter of time. What am I trying to tell you is when you keep doing that thing that looks like it's nothing, people are watching you. You don't know where it's coming to meet you in the future. And I say smart work sometimes. Instead of you starting from scratch, why don't you look for somebody who was already doing it well and plug in? That's how it is. You don't need to own a piece of land now to start real estate. I just finished training for my friend who's in the US running an e-hailing company here. And when I came back, I was telling you, I said, your easiest route to scaling is to look for other people who are running these e-hailing businesses at a micro level. Create an offer for them and find a way to absorb them into your brand. That's the easiest route to scaling. It's smart work. You don't need to grow from point A to point 1. Sometimes if you are growing from point A to point 4, you can use smart work to jump to point 8. But you must grow. I'm currently looking for an EA, although the application has ended. I told myself that's one person I want to pick and make something out of his life. Hard work is good. Just make sure you incorporate his smart work inside it. And then the third one is leverage. Find a way to leverage on relationships. Find a way to leverage on systems. Find a way to leverage on what you already have. Sometimes you have things. There's somebody in Lagos that I've paid for his workshop in December, 500,000, because I want to go be with him for 3 days. He's among those I wrote down in my book as the people that I want to build a closer networking with this year. Who are the people in your life you want to leverage? And that brings me to the end for today's session. Thank you for watching and for giving me your 1 hour, almost an hour, 30 minutes today. I'm hoping that you gained a whole lot of things. For those of us who do not know, though we have closed registration for online sales bootcamp, which is starting on February 1st. If you missed this one, please, you can join the next one. You can just send us a DM or you go to the website www.tsgbootcamp, the sales group, that's tsgbootcamp.com, and you get all the information there, right? Is there somebody that wants to say something or ask a question? You can comment in there. Let's tackle it in the next 2 minutes. But I'm sure somebody should tell me, oh, okay, I'm seeing Chidima. Okay, Chidima is bringing everything we have said today. I didn't know this session would go like this, but I'm sure it was worth it. Please, guys, you owe me, you owe your generation, you owe your children, you owe the next thing success. Thank you. Yeah, Prince is among those who have signed up for online sales bootcamp. Or should I give an opportunity for someone to sign up today? Let me take one person in this batch. We have closed registration, but I think I can give somebody one person a slot. Is there somebody here who wants to join this online sales bootcamp that will be starting by 1st of February, next tomorrow? And all we are saying, yes, this live, yes, I think I will share the replay link. It will be here on my YouTube. And all we are saying, Chidinma, yes, it will be here. You can come back to rewatch it. And all I'm saying, I want somebody who can join them. The goal is to increase your sales by at least 500%. Yes, Ikenna, the video is recorded. The replay link will be shared in our community. And you can always come to my page, click on the live session, you will always see it. Thank you, Grace. Thank you, Grace. God bless you too. Thank you. All right, any one person, just one person. I'm not adopting one. Let it just be that it's an opportunity, it's a privilege you have this time to be part of online sales bootcamp. We have closed the registration. Ibekwe said he is interested. All right, Ibekwe, do you have my contact? Okay, let me show you how to make the payments sharp fast. It's 32,250. Soliat, thank you. Soliat, I'm angry with you. You know, let me call you out publicly. I'm angry with you. You ran, I don't know what is doing you. You ran away. You ran away. Don't worry. I know I will still catch you one of these days. The boot camp is 32,250. Soliat here, they are among those that paid 50,000 naira for that boot camp. But we got sponsorship and we discounted it by almost 40%. So it's discounted to 32,250. Let me call the account for those that will just make a direct transfer, send it to my DM, either on Facebook or WhatsApp or anywhere, and then we'll go there. We don't accept transfer, but for the purpose of this course, you can make a transfer to 00. Let me call it again. 00. If I presented, I would have shown it would have been better, but it didn't work out. 0095 363 818. Sterling Bank. It's called Tip Consult and Resources. Don't bother about the name. I'm sure of the account number. Whatever name you saw there is what it is. TIP Consult and Resources. Sterling Bank. Thank you, Precious. Thank you. Thank you, Frederick Leonard. Sterling Bank. 00. Let me call it again for the last time. 0095 363 818. Okay, Samuel, the second batch is starting by the 3rd week of March. That's when the second batch is starting. This is the first batch for the year. But then, I think what I would do, instead of you paying, let me give you the link to join the WhatsApp group for those on the wait list for the next batch. For those that want to pay now, only one person anyway. It's just a privilege for this class. 0095 363 818. Sterling Bank is Tip Consult and Resources. 0095 363 818. For those that want to join the wait list for the next boot camp, just click on bit.ly. I'm supposed to share it here. If I use my this thing now, it would have made more sense to me. Bit.ly. Don't worry, I'll just share it with you guys in your email. If you have been getting my mail, you'll probably be there. Or rather, let me just share it on our platform. I'll just drop it there. Guys, I hope you gained something tonight. I'm happy that a couple of us got a whole lot of things tonight. Let me tell my EA to share the account details there. If you are in the community, the account details will be shared there. Yeah, we are running bonus, of course. Not really bonus, but I just want one person to be blessed. At least every situation, they should be blessed. Then, for those that want to join the OSB's wait list, Soliat is, I'm sure you are feeling jealous now. Thank you, Mr. Favor. Thank you for staying all through to the end. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you, Children's Hall. Children's Hall, what do you do? What is Children's Hall? What do you do there? Chidinma Joy, thank you very much. Precious said a mind-blowing session. Samuel Somto, in case you are on the platform, the link to the wait list for the next batch has been shared. In case you also want to pay, the link, the account details has been shared on the screen, on our platform. This is for Chidinma is saying, how much is the boot camp now? 32,250. If you're on the platform, the account details is there. If you're not there, you can you can send me a DM. We'll take it off from there. Ibekwe say I'm interested. Ibekwe, go to the platform. The account details is there. This offer expires in the next 30 minutes because is not supposed to be there at all. We have rounded up registration, but I want one person to come on board and be with us. Imobon Goss, we thank you. Say you are a blessing to this generation. Thank you, I appreciate. Solia to do and say, Coach, teach us how to run ads, oh please. Okay. I'm going to do that for all past graduates of OSB. It's a session I promised I was going to do with them, especially those of you that were the first batch of OSB. You people are my heroes, so I will always do it for you guys. Since you finished OSB, started making plenty money, you ran away. No problem. All right, guys, I wish us success in all our endeavors. Thank you for being here. I wasn't expecting that this class would last this long, especially when we had the initial technical glitch. And today, the retainership ratio was quite high. A lot of people stayed online for a long time, and I loved it. So thank you guys for joining us. Thank you for being part of it. If you have not subscribed to this channel, you are 110% wrong, right? Okay, that person just took his slot now. Who is that person? Please send me a DM. Somebody, I just got an alert from somebody who took his slot now. Okay, so we have achieved our end. Congratulations to that person. Nkiru said, yes, I got something. All right, thank you. Thank you, guys. I love you guys. Our next Thursday night live is by the last Thursday in what is it called? The last Thursday in February. Yeah, Prince, you are in for something big. In fact, I even envy those who will be in this current online sales bootcamp, because I've added a whole lot that those people that graduated before have not. Like now, there is Facebook advertising, which is there. There's going to be sales funnel enhancement, which is there. And I'm going to be teaching on copywriting secret, which was never in the previous one. I will also be putting on value communication and negotiation. It's crazy. I feel like those people that, and I'm saying this thing where Soliat is hearing it. Soliat, don't call me, right? All the people that have passed before, if they made so much sales, the people that are coming, oh my God, from 1st of February is marathon. We are not here to joke. Congratulations to that person that just took his slot. If you want more person from this, what is it called? What's the person's name again? Let me check. No, I think this is he an old one? Who is this person? Sir? Oh, this is not even here. Sorry, nobody did it here. It's another person. Somebody said, I would love to know a little bit about the bootcamp as well as... are you in our... if you are in our platform, just click on that link there to take you to the wait list. We do a lot of explanations there. I don't need to be explaining everything about online sales bootcamp here, so that you don't delay us. Please, thank you. Yeah, all this added, and some things also, you know what it is now. We keep moving and making things new for people. And my passion is to make sure that anybody that passes through me doesn't just keep selling, but, and for the fact that we even put it, the price is just at a very giveaway price, in fact, but it is what it is. Let's go. We find a way that God will bless us. I can't wait for when Solia to send me 10 million as appreciation gift, because she has become so big. Testimony was in the, I think, 3.0, and then he has come back again to join this one. So let's see how it goes. I got great insight tonight. Thank you. Please, I want to beg all of us. I will wrap up with this. Knowledge is a waste without the discipline to execute. You must make sure that you didn't just learn, but you are willing to put it to work. And forget about the feedback you get. Please, put it to work until it works. Right? So I wish us all the very best. If you have not subscribed to this channel, please subscribe, right? And then have a fantastic night's rest. I did this class against all odds. My daughter is not feeling fine. At a point, I had to just, in fact, like 5 minutes before the start of this class, I was just with her trying to make sure she takes her drug, but I'm still here to make sure that we do what God has called us to do for somebody. So if you are that somebody, I want to say congratulations too. I don't know. I thought it was somebody here that took the slot, but the name I'm seeing there is not looking. But maybe it's somebody here that I'm not aware of. So, all right, guys, have a good night, everybody, and keep being your best. We'll meet again Thursday night, February 25th or so, the last Thursday in February, and that will be all. With Sigo again. I will make sure that from now till November, there is no month that will not host our Thursday night. The days of postponing have passed away. We are now in the new days. So, thank you, Samuel. God bless you too. Thank you. I appreciate. All right, good night, guys. Come and leave me alone. Let us go, man. We need to go. This is 10:45. That is relatively, I've been here for 1 hour, 45 minutes. Wow. I didn't plan it this way, but it is what it is. Goodbye, guys. See you guys in February, right? Amen, 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 Amarachi. I'm loving all this prayer. Thank you, Bemisola. Bemisola is a regular attendee. Bemisola, if I see you in our February Thursday night live, and if you can bring 5 persons to join you, I will give you something that you will appreciate. I've seen that name almost at every time we're having Thursday night live. Bemisola, do you hear me? If I see you in the February edition of Thursday night live, and you can bring 5 extra persons to join you, I'm going to give you something that you will be happy you had. You'll be happy to have, rather. So, good night. Oh, my champions. Okay, I think Dr. Ibekwe has taken so one person has taken a slot. If you're a lucky one, you can join him too. If you're not in our, I call the account number. I dragged her here. She's awesome follower of it. Oh, fantastic. Soliat is a woman of, please keep following Soliat, you will not miss road. If you're a lady, you are following Soliat, you will not miss road. She's one of the fantastic realtors I've seen as a young lady in Nigeria. She works beyond her capacity as a mother and as a woman. I'm proud of you, Soliat. Keep working hard and keep doing your best, right? Great things are coming for you. All of you, very soon, if you are regular, I'll keep knowing you gradual by gradual and personally. Good night, guys. It's taking too much time. Bye. I'm signing out to my right hand like the soldier, a general that I am. Good night. Bye, everyone. Bye-bye, 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 bye-bye.